Everyone, welcome back to another Minecraft live stream. It's been a while since I've done one, and yeah, I've decided that I would add more TNT to this. Okay, ultra powder. Ah, ultra powder with regular TNT. Oh, basically like a mine. Oh, lucky TNT. Egg and ultra TNT. Mm, nice. Wait, nothing in here has been replaced with the ultra gunpowder or whatever. So got so much eggs from the chicken thing, and so much gunpowder from like creepers they've killed. There's so much gunpowder that's actually going into the wrong place. I'd probably actually just make a Storm Stratus scale block just to fill in that slot, so that nothing else takes it up. Oh, My brother decided to immediately call after putting in right after he typed that I should play Ark in the chat. He didn't even wait for he didn't even wait for it to show up in the chat. He just types, "You should play Ark," and then immediately sends me the message. Yeah, I'm making sure I'm not talking while the stream's paused. Haven't done that before. Really hope I don't end up doing that. He wants me to stream Ark after this, so after this Minecraft stream ends, I'm going to switch to streaming Ark. Some green dye. Oh, good thing I made that lightning rod to put up there. I don't want any horses nearby to get struck by lightning. Okay, since it's a thunderstorm, I can go to sleep. Mint tins are really useful. But even if they're not full of mints, you can use them to store other useful things. Surprisingly, a Swiss Army knife fits like perfectly in a mint tin. That's an interesting fact I thought about mentioning. That if you want a really small, compact survival kit, or like a small mini toolkit, they'll have like everything you'll need. Mint tins work really perfect for that, or work perfectly for that. It fits so much useful stuff in a mint tin. Well, there he is. think they gave all hostile mobs the ability to hear things. My dog's about to start barking at the truck outside. Oh, it was because it fell. Wait, how did I get hit by another arrow? I bet after I'm doing these types of things, like on my streams, people are probably gonna make fun of me for the same reason they make fun of XQC. And they'd be like, haha, he's the coolest idiot. He didn't notice that, or he's stupid, he made a mistake. Type of stuff. Like the video of, I don't know, I think a leopard or something, or a cheetah. He's looking at it, and he just sits there for a bit, and then Cheeto. What? That's what I see people making fun of him for. He saw cheetah and called it a Cheeto. And another person is back into the driveway to turn around. Or Dad's truck is in the driveway and that's how the dog turned around. Option 1. Why do I get like crazy wild information about certain YouTubers? A lot of the time, I want to just, know where their source, the person's source, what's happened, what exactly the person did. Oh, it's funny. This one YouTuber, his fans kept making fun of him, making jokes about how he abuses his girlfriend or something. And so he goes to prove that he doesn't by like pretending like he's gonna punch them and showing like, the proof is that she won't flinch if he pretends to do that. But then he does that and then she flinches. His plan didn't go so well for him. He's the YouTuber who's in. I don't even know where this guy is from. I think Germany. Somewhere around that area. Why do so many places in the United States consider like weed illegal? Why is it illegal in so much of the United States? So if I fall near a wall while holding the ice climbing peg, the ice pick, seems what happens is I just slide down. If I fall while looking down and holding it, I slide down slowly, which is nice. But it only happens if I jump, if I'm falling before opening this. used to always think that chrome was like just the paint color that is like a special type of paint. That just made things really shiny, like a silver shine paint. I don't remember when specifically I learned that it wasn't, but like, chrome is an actual type of metal, and it's probably what was used before they just painted plastic. Before they used, shiny paint on black plastic to mimic a chrome look, they used shiny. Yep. There we go. I don't think my brother's comment even loaded in for some reason. But watching is wondering what he commented. He said I should play Ark. For anyone wondering, he pretty much only plays Ark. Well, on PlayStation at least. When he's playing on PlayStation, he only plays Ark. But not on the PlayStation, on his computer, he plays other things. He also plays Ark on his computer. He pretty much only plays Ark. From what I've seen, yeah, or experienced from my times playing Ark, yeah, it's fun. Decently fun to play. Oh. I remember that people make random memes about stuff. Like comparing types of people in different years, and then they go like, this type of person in 2001. Uh, yeah, people, different types of people throughout the years, and then just like the type of person in 2001, and then it just shows them watching 9/11 on TV, and they're like, oh no. Or they hit the second tower while watching TV. Yeah. Which leads me to the idea, the thought of, should we Canadians do our thing again to the United States? Or has the United States faced enough tragedies? Yeah, the United States has probably faced enough tragedies. We won't do what we did in the past. We won't redo it. To anyone wondering what I'm referencing, back in the War of 1812, us Canadians burnt down the White House. I don't think the natives like your manifest destiny thing. Some of the natives up here probably part of this. We're part of the same groups as the ones, massacred during the Manifest Destiny. I'm basing all my information of what I've what I understand of things, which won't be fully accurate as far as I know though. To explain, as far as I understand it, with the Manifest Destiny thing in the United States, it was basically just go around and exterminate the entire food source for the natives, causing the natives to starve to death. To pretty much either starve, they basically left the natives with two options: starve to death or sell their land. Yep. From my understanding, that's pretty much why buffaloes are almost non-existent in the U.S. It's what most Western American natives were eating. And if you take away the main food source, they've got nothing to eat, so they starve. Or do exactly what you want them to do. Well, the whole Manifest Destiny plan was intending to get the natives to just starve to death. That's probably what their plan was, anyways. When I was about to say his, I was about like, who at the time was in charge of the United States? Who decided they would do this Manifest Destiny thing? I don't know. But whatever his plan was, I don't know if it worked. I think his main goal was just to have them all starve to death. But the tactic of like eliminating their food source and just hoping they all starve to death or sell you their land, or they either all starve to death or sell you their land is kind of a terrifying and really terrible way to go about things. And I hope no country on Earth decides to do that again. There's probably some country that will, possibly if we were to encounter like other life in space. You know, probably a whole mentality of who cares about human morals if these aren't even humans. Or morality if these aren't. Yeah, who cares about morality if these aren't even humans? You know. But like again, there's many possibilities actually. I'm just thinking many possibilities to why aliens don't come here if they do exist, which they probably do. That's what my mom says. Well, is that it's selfish to think that we're the only thing alive, only beings alive in the universe, or we're the only intelligent species in the entire universe. Just like how it's racist to think that people in ancient Egypt couldn't have built the pyramids. And there's also idiots now trying to say that the United States Capitol buildings, other monuments to the United States were built by aliens as well because they were here before we got here somehow apparently. How can people in the United States actually like honestly how is half how is half the United States population even alive? There's kids probably never having been told otherwise, trying to plant hot dogs in their garden to have to grow hot dogs. Because they'd rather grow it themselves than buy it from the store. And I've researched the statistics on that fact that I'm mentioning. 47% of children in the United States think that hot dogs grow on trees. I cannot even believe that. It sounds literally so insane that you'd think it'd be false, but it's true. I'm getting way too into talking about this type of stuff. That's a sign that nobody, like almost nobody in the United States has the common sense to tell the kid otherwise, Like, I know parents in the United States, have even had the thought to, tell the kid that no, hot dogs don't grow on trees and can't grow hot dogs in the ground. Like, what? Who would do that? Who would even think to do it? Obviously, people in the United States. But why? why would they think that's a good solution? Just to just leave it be and not, do something when their kid thinks that hot dogs grow on trees. It's other lack of common sense from the children, like not thinking that since it's a meat product, since it's a meat product, it can't come from trees. Honestly, parents in the United States just refuse to tell their kids that it isn't from trees because they just, you know, how stupid it sounds. I almost can't even believe the actual information about it. It sounds stupid to think that there's people that actually think that hot dogs grow on trees, but there are. That's like 60% of adults think that, like 60% of adults in the United States. That's actually an older statistic, like from a while ago. I don't know exactly what it's from, but it's like much older than, probably from a few years ago at least. Like, I'd say that statistic, this statistic I'm mentioning now is probably from at least 6 years ago. It was that 60% of adults in the United States think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. There's an additional 7% that think that it, or that just have no clue where it comes from. This is just extremely concerning. Whenever I'm talking to people and mention that fact, it surprises them so much. Well, if they're from the United States, it surprises them. If they're not from the United States, it doesn't really surprise them much. Oh, smaller dog is come downstairs. He was just, yeah. Tex, come here. Where's he going? There we go. My brother's comment, two comments of you should stream Ark. Wait, did they come up like an hour? It's exactly 58 minutes into the stream when it came up. 58 minutes, 42 seconds, but close to exactly 58 minutes. Nearly an hour into the stream, and I finally get his message. When in the call, I said if after an hour of streaming, I would switch to Ark. Yep. Should I skip the character creation segment, or should I just stream character creation as well for Ark? Yeah, I'll also stream the character creation. That's always the funniest part when streaming Ark, though. Always the best part. Just by looking back at, like, at him and then away from him repeatedly. Why is he? Oh, he's just laying down. Okay, I thought I had surprised him or scared him off by doing that. He runs around all over the place and gets into things that we don't want him getting into. He's realized, I think, that I'm talking about him. Yeah, Tex, talking about you. I don't think dogs will ever have the mental capacity to understand how many people end up watching will end up watching this live stream. Because this will stay on my channel for years. Pretty much as long as the internet still functions, and is accessible to everyone. As long as YouTube and my YouTube channel are available. This will be able to be seen by everyone. Perhaps it might end up, I don't know. Nah, that sounds crazy. Imagine in the future in 2000, like, 100 years into the future, your great grandchildren are watching, I don't know, 200 years in the future, your great great grandchildren, they're watching your old live streams from back when you were like a teenager. Yeah. I remember calculating. Have you ever seen that post where it's like by 2025 humans will be able to live and work until the age of 100? Okay, maximum age is if maximum age currently that people can live until, or can live until, on average, maximum anyone's ever lived on average, like longest life. If you think about all people have lived the longest amount of time and you average it out, it's like about somewhere around 100 years or something. And so if you consider ages as like the percentage of a life lived, and 100% of your life lived is reaching 100, retirement age is around after 60% of your life. So, if they're meaning that they're going to make it to retire, they're going to increase it so you can retire at 100 and continue living beyond that, or if you can work until 100, meaning retirement age will be, 100. That's the way I wanted to put it, yeah. If retirement age ends up being 100 in the future, that 100 years is only 60% of your entire life. Just imagine how long you can live after that 60%. I could live until 280 or 180 years old. Many people be like, I don't want to live that long, The reason people don't want to live that long a lot of the time, or wouldn't want to live that long in their life, is because, well, usually, like, your body would be all decayed by then. Yeah? Practically dead already by that point. For some, way before even that point. Like, practically, most of modern rappers, you know, look as if they're already like in their age, look like they're in their 80s, but with their hair dyed so they look young. You know, I'm assuming what they mean though, what to live to and work until 100 is that they're gonna find, a way for everyone, you know, to pretty much their body to wear away much slower, or wear down much slower. They could mean higher quality medical, higher quality medical knowledge, or higher medical knowledge, possibly even other stuff, you know, medical knowledge to keep the body up and running and resistant to disease, or perhaps advancements into cybernetics, you know, as we break down, just slowly replace parts with mechanical parts. Yeah. The second of the two cases is also the reason why a lot of people don't want to live until 100. So they don't want to end up like that. In certain countries, they have it set up so if you if you retire at a certain time, no matter whenever you retire, you'll get a payout from the company after, like, for a certain amount of time after you retire. Pretty much support you in life after you've retired from the company. You know, lots of companies will have that type of thing. And some, I'm not sure what it is, but there's this guy who worked at a bank that I heard about, like, like through the internet. He has been working, like, I don't know, if we calculate when, yeah, he's been working for 85 years. That's if he started work at 15, which with the job he has, I doubt it. Let's assume he started work at, the age of 21, Give him time to have done some college or something because he works at a bank. Yeah, so he starts work at 21. This guy has been working for like 70 years at the same place, and he still can't afford to retire. You'd be surprised to know he's not even from the United States. The one country you'd expect that to be the case from. Well, and also, the United States does have a bunch of things that make absolutely no sense. They have to pay their government income tax in the United States. Yet the government does pretty much nothing for them. What the government does do, it should be a fixed limit every year, you know? Fixed amount, same amount every year. Fixed limit that everyone pays identically. And from some research, I've learned that what income tax is called income tax. So that essentially, my understanding as to why they would call it income tax instead of calling it what it actually is to confuse people into thinking that it's something entirely different, you know? To make people think, I think it's possibly called income tax by the government to try and trick people into not paying it. But to be more accurate with what it is, income tax is more like a government protection fund, a government protection bill. Well, I guess since healthcare is all privatized in the United States, healthcare is not a government thing. So that removes one thing that they would need their income tax for in the United States. It also pays for what the police have, all their equipment and stuff. But then in the United States, half the time, the cops don't even will refuse to receive their equipment for fear that one of the consequences of working in that job position might happen. You realize how stupid that is? But I think it's funny how technically, if you think about the way it works, it is kind of, because technically, in a technical sense, if you base it off of if your money is used to buy it, it's yours, then technically the weapons and car that the police have, as well as their uniform, technically all belong to you. Yeah. If you're in a country where you pay income tax, all the things the police have are yours. So a very specific technicality in which the income tax money you pay goes towards paying for what they have. So technically, you'd be perfectly within your through the technicalities of it. I would say, in my opinion, in like an ethical sense, you would be well within your right to ask to borrow a cop car or a police patrol vehicle to drive to get groceries if you're out of gas and can't afford gas. Because there's two things the cops have with their car that you pay for. One is the car itself, and two that you're essentially paying for. One is the car itself, and two is the gas. Yeah. Nothing is like perfect here. because of how it's set up, people who make less money are required to pay less less towards this government protection. But due to that fact, they pay less towards government protection, they tend to be ignored more by the government. Yeah. Government calls it income tax, yet they still treat it as if it's a bill. Or some debt we owe them, or something we owe them. Half the time, people end up wondering, what are we even paying them for? Also, I often wonder, with what I've learned recently, what do people even pay their income tax for? What's the purpose? I've learned I've searched up the purpose. But then, why do we even pay them for this purpose if they can't even fulfill this purpose? You pay us so we can use government service, so you can use the government services. So the government services can work to protect you and to keep you safe. Like, some countries should have a thing where you can just opt out of income tax if you believe the government is not using your tax money for the proper purpose. Like if the police are too afraid to stop a school shooting. Or in a mass shooting event. Actually, let's be less specific. If the cops are too afraid to intervene in a mass shooting. This has happened quite recently. The country, they need to solve this problem and also need to have a thing, be more strict on their purchase of guns and other things. Enforce a law so that gun shops must always do a criminal records check on the customer 100% of the time. Because clearly they do not. Multiple times I've heard from the news that there have been people who were convicted criminals, on parole under the condition that they cannot own a firearm seen with firearm. Also, what kind of idiot would do that? I'm on parole, but my only condition is that I'm not allowed to own a gun as long as I'm on parole. I guess I'll go buy a gun. You're just asking to have your home raised at that point. Or times when cops will break into someone's house for under the suspicion that the person might have illegal substances. and then they make up that excuse so they can break in and steal stuff. Like this one guy I heard about, police raided his house for fear that he was selling, he had a, it's a guy who owns a marijuana farm. And they raided his home under the suspicion he was illegally selling it somewhere. Yeah? Yeah, once I'm done this. Once I'm done what I'm doing on my current stream. Yep. Okay. Bye. Yes. He has called yet again to remind me to play Ark. Or to ask me to stream Ark. Like, the stream literally just hit 1 hour when he called. Honestly, he needs to learn to be more patient. I will end the stream here. Thank you all for watching. Bye.